Swansea City have gotten off to a great start in the 25-26 season. They have taken 7 points from their opening 4 games and are playing some really nice football. It's been 7 long, painful years since the Swans were relegated from the Premier League. Is this the year where they finally get back? Well, with big backing from the likes of Luke Modric, you never know what could happen. It's a very exciting time to be a Swansea City fan. So today we are jumping into FC25. We are taking charge of the Swans with the ultimate end goal of winning them a Champions League trophy. So this is the Swansea City team we have loaded into in FC25, and it has to be said, this team is very, very strong for the Championship. And Swansea's transfer business has been insane in real life. Adam Ida is the star player at the club, 74 rated, 23-year-old, signed for £7 million from Celtic, a real statement of intent from the Swansea City board. Also signed Cameron Burgess, 73 rated, 28-year-old centre-back, really good for Championship level. And a player I'm really excited to use, Zidane Inuza, signed for £5 million from the Swedish league, 22-year-old, 71 rated, another really exciting player. Now, do you know what, boys? I do like the formation that Swansea starts off with, so we're going to be keeping this formation. Now, I'm not too sure if there's any players in-game currently at the club who have left Swansea in real life. I have done a lot of research online, but the starting 11's looking really strong, lads, can't deny that. Our bench, however, while we've got some really talented young players, we're seriously lacking depth when it comes to centre-backs and central midfielders. So I think you know what that means, boys. In season number 1, we are going to be looking to bring a new CDM and centre-back into the club. But we only start off with £7 million. This could be a bit of a struggle. Now, before we make any signings, boys, I just want to reiterate, this is not meant to be a realistic transfer rebuild. We have been doing quite a few of them on the channel recently. This one, we can sign whoever we want. FC25's coming to a close, lads. We're going to be having some fun with the signings. And speaking of signings, we have signed 2 players. A CDM and centre-back have been acquired. The first player we signed was Boubacar Traore on a season-long loan from Wolves. 22-year-old, 71 rated, really good Championship level midfielder. We can sign him permanently for £4.5 million at the end of the loan. I'm really happy with this signing. But our next signing is a real marquee centre-back signing, as we have brought Martin Vitic to Swansea for £4.8 million from Sparta Prague. He is 21-year-old, 73 rated, with really good stats, 6'4", fantastic potential. This is a very exciting signing, and I definitely think the incomings of Traore and Vitic really elevate our squad to the next level, and we can definitely push for promotion this season. And that means this will be the Swansea team to take us into season number 1. Very strong Championship team on paper, with a lot of good young players who will develop. The additions of Traore and Vitic have allowed us to put Cabango and Fulton on the bench, so our bench is looking a lot more balanced and stronger. We definitely will need a backup fullback, or maybe even a first choice fullback in the next transfer window. However, this starting 11 is now locked in for season number 1. We're not expecting to sell anyone in the starting 11, that is. We are definitely looking to move 1 or 2 players on, especially the ones who have gone to Wigan in real life. But we've decided on a tactical vision. We're going with the wing play system for this rebuild. I think our wingers are really exciting. I want to get them on the ball as much as possible and get service in the box to Adam Ida, because he will put the chances away. And before we simulate forward to the end of the season, there's a small matter of our youth scouting. We always let you guys pick the nations that we scout, and that's not changing today. And given the fact that Bolton signed Finland international Marcus Fors on deadline day, we are going to be using this comment for this season, and we're going to be scouting Finland. However, while we're over in Finland, we will be looking for fullbacks. That is the weakest area of our squad at the minute. And before we simulate forward to the end of the season, there has been 2 outgoings. Ollie Cooper has left the club to Luton for £1.9 million, and we have sent a really promising youngster Bobby Wales out on a 1-season loan to Spain. We're going to be keeping a very keen eye on his development this season. But that rounds off our transfer window for season number 1. Really happy with the business that Swansea have done in real life and what we've managed to add to. Let's now simulate forward straight through to the end of the first season, and I'm expecting big things from this Swansea squad. So we have arrived at the end of season number 1, lads, and Swansea City are back in the Premier League. We have won the Championship with ease, lads, finishing 9 points clear of second place Burnley, scoring 92 goals on our way to promotion. That's a Championship trophy added to the trophy cabinet. Yes, it does count. And with promotion to the Premier League secured, the only disappointing thing about season 1 is I forgot to switch the teams around to the 25-26 season. In the FA Cup, we would meet Champions League opposition in Newcastle in the 3rd round, and they beat us 3-1. No real shame in that, boys. And this is the Swansea City team that has dominated the Championship. It's a really decent team on paper, but we have to make some signings. We are going to be looking to sign a new goalkeeper, centre-back, left-back, and attacking midfielder. It's going to be a pretty costly summer for the Swansea owners. Next season is definitely going to be a real struggle. Now, at the end of the season, we are saying goodbye to 2 players. Paul Farman is retiring and we are releasing Ricardo Santos. But in terms of stats, our best player this season was Liam Cullen, getting 28 goals and 7 assists. Really good return. Ada and Ronald had amazing seasons as well, both scoring over 20 goals. And very interestingly, Jerry Yates, who we loaned out to Derby, scored 24 goals in 48 games. Hopefully we'll get a decent transfer fee for him because he's not playing for us in the Premier League. So we have arrived in season 2, boys. Swansea City are back in the Premier League and we have got £40 million in the bank to try and keep Swansea up. It's a good budget, we can't complain. As we know, we are after a goalkeeper, centre-back, left-back and attacking midfielder in this window. Let's get to work. So boys, 4 new signings have been acquired. All positions that we were after have been filled and I think we have managed to use £40 million so well. We've made 4 fantastic signings. So let's kick things off with the first signing of season 2. We saw that Soumali Koulibaly's contract was expiring in 11 months time, meaning we've signed him from Dortmund for £5.5 million. 21-year-old left-footed centre-back, 75 rated, really good physical stats. For £5.5 million, this is an unbelievable pickup. He'll be our starting left centre-half for season 2. The second signing we made was Bashir Humphries on loan from Chelsea. 22-year-old, 75 rated left-back who can also play centre-back and right-back. Really versatile defensive player. Good stats, good player. He's starting at left-back this season. We do have an option to buy him for £11 million at the end of the season. And we then saw another really exciting player's contract was expiring in 11 months time. Julio Enciso of Brighton has joined the Swans for £12 million. 21-year-old, 76 rated, really good player who can also play on both wings. Another showing great potential player. I think he's going to smash it for us this season. And for our highest profile signing of season number 2, we signed Noah Atabulo from Freiburg for £14.6 million. 23-year-old, 77 rated goalkeeper, looks like a really decent prospect on paper. He's our starting goalkeeper for season number 2. However, we have now only got £2 million in the bank after our signings, meaning it's unlikely we'll sign anyone else in this transfer window. However, we do have quite a few players listed for transfer. Now, while we work on selling some players, we have the small matter of our youth academy, and for this season we are going with this comment. We are going to be scouting Romania, and while in Romania we are looking for centre-backs, CDMs and attacking midfielders. And speaking of wonder kids, we did find a really promising left-back, Esa Latinen, 18-year-old, 68 rated. He is on loan at Hull at the minute, could potentially be a first-team player in years to come. And as well as our incomings, boys, there's been quite a few outgoings this season, as the likes of Josh Janele, Florian Bianchini, Emma Govia, Mykola Kurvovic, Andy Fisher, Ben Lloyd, Jerry Yates, Nathan Broom all leave the club for minimal fees. But those minimal fees did in fact add up in the end, enabling us to make one further signing in this transfer window, as we brought Amar Dedic to the club from Marseille for £9 million. 22-year-old right back, 76 rated, really fast player. Big improvement on Josh Key, really good potential. Another really solid signing heading into the Premier League. And quite a few of our younger players will be going out on loan this season, which I will do off camera. So that is going to be our transfer window done for season number 2, and our starting 11 heading into season 2 is now officially locked in. It's a very exciting young team on paper, but will it keep us in the Premier League? There's only one way to find out, boys, and that's by simulating forward straight through to the end of season 2. Hopefully, come the end of the season, we're still in the Premier League. So we have arrived at the end of season 2, lads, and we are still a Premier League side, and in fact we have had a fantastic season, finishing 14th in the Premier League on 46 points, 16 points clear of the relegation zone, which is a massive success. We're back in the Premier League in season 3. Time to start aiming to get into the top half and try and push Swansea on. Now in the FA Cup we once again lost in the 3rd round, this time to Championship side Birmingham. That's poor, but we would go on to make the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup, which is really impressive, ultimately losing to Spurs 3-1 over 2 legs. No shame in that. That would set up a North London derby in the final, which Arsenal would win. So really can't complain at the performance this season, and the team's actually looking really good at the end of season 2. Multiple 80 rated players in our starting 11, and the team is looking pretty exciting. Now I'm expecting to get a pretty small budget next season, and we do need to make Traore and Humphries' loans into permanent deals, which is going to take up about £20 million. I'm not 100% sure if we're going to be able to make a cash signing next season, which which does worry me. However, this team is young, it is growing, and if we can make a cash signing, I would like to bring in a left midfielder to replace Inusa. Bench is also looking decent, lads. Could do with a little bit of depth, but we're not going to have the money to be able to buy any depth next season. And at the end of the season, we are saying goodbye to Arthur Parker and Daniel Watts. Not good enough to play for us. And in terms of stats this season, 2 players did score 20 goals. Adam Ida and Julio Enciso both got 20 goals. Enciso grew by 5 overalls. He was amazing this season. What a signing. So we have arrived in season 3, lads. We've only been given £20 million, which is the lowest transfer budget I've ever had in FC25 in the Premier League. Hopefully, we've got enough money in the bank to make Traore and Humphries loans permanent, but I'm not expecting any signings after that, lads. We've been shafted by the budget, unfortunately. Lads, we are going to make a really big decision. As we can see, Bashir Humphries is asking for an astronomical wage, which we just cannot afford. If we sign Humphries, we cannot sign Traore, and I think Traore is the better value for money deal out of the two, so we are going to pass up on the option to sign Bashir Humphries. Just too expensive. But more positive news, boys. Traore has been signed for £4.5 million. He's a vital cog in our machine in midfield. Great player. Now, we have only got £14 million in the bank, lads, and we desperately need a left back. And do you know what? I'm going to take a really big leap of faith here and put Esa Latinen in the first team as our first choice left back. He's 19-year-old and 71 rated. He has got amazing potential. We're going to give him 2 seasons as our starting left back, and it's up to him to make that position his going forward. So despite the fact that we're pretty strapped for cash in this transfer window, lads, we have managed to make 2 free agent signings, and one of them is an absolute worlder. The first player we signed was Baptiste Santimira, 31-year-old, 76 rated CDM, just to play rotation for a few seasons. Is a big upgrade on Jay Fulton, who was our backup CDM. Is a really experienced player. I think he'll do a job for us going forward. And we found an absolutely amazing player on the free agents list, Julian Brandt, 30-year-old, 82 rated, can play attacking midfield and out on the left, meaning he's going to be a big player for us going forward. I think he could actually be the highest rated player at the club at the moment as well. Fantastic stats, German international with loads of experience. You're not going to get a better free agent signing than this, and he's going to be starting for us in season 3 out on the left. And we have still got £8 million in the bank, so we will keep looking for loan deals or other free agents we could sign, but I'm not confident we're going to make another signing. Now, thankfully, we do have some money set to one side to do some youth scouting in season 3, and for season 3 we are going with this comment. We are going to be scouting Ecuador, where we are going to be looking for defenders. And there has also been a few outgoings, lads. Sam Parker, Joel Cotterill and Cameron Congreve have all left the club for minimal fees. 3 young players who are never going to play for Swansea. And given our lack of funds, lads, I'm going to call our transfer window done there. We're not going to be able to make another signing, meaning this will be the Swansea team to take us into season 3. It is actually looking really strong on paper, especially with the addition of Brandt on the left, and this starting 11 is locked in for season 3. The bench is also looking strong, lads. We have definitely got a lot of options throughout the squad. I think we're in a good position to go into season 3, to be honest. Now, I don't really think there's much more we can do with our transfer window being done but simulate forward straight through to the end of season 3, and hopefully we can improve on a 14th place finish from last season. So we have arrived at the end of season 3, lads, and we have been amazing this season, as we have finished 6th in the Premier League, lads, securing European football for season number 4. That is excellent, and it should bring in some much needed money. Finished on 61 points, we scored 68 goals, we won 16 games. Really impressive, and I think we are going to be in the Europa League in season 4, so we're going to need some signings. Now, in the FA Cup we did reach the 5th round, but unfortunately got belted 4-0 by Aston Villa. That's really disappointing, but our starting 11 is now starting to look very strong on paper. Only the fullbacks aren't above 80 rated, and I think that is where we're going to focus our finances in season number 4. We're definitely going to be signing a right back to replace Dedic. He's grown by 1 overall in 2 seasons, but Latinen is 75 rated, 20-year-old with really good potential. We're going to give him another season to grow next season. The rest of the squad's looking strong as well, boys. We are taking a very good team into season 4. Now, in terms of stats, Adam Ida was our best player this season, scoring 20 goals and getting 5 assists, and the goals were nicely shared out between our midfielders. Enciso, Ronald and Brandt all getting double figures, Brandt even getting 13 assists, but then the rest of the squad really struggled to add goals to the team. So we have now arrived in season 4, and considering we've qualified for Europe, the board have only given us £31 million. We're getting some really bad budgets in this rebuild. I think we're going to focus all this money on bringing the new right back to the club, and that will probably be our transfer window done. And despite our poor transfer budget, lads, we have managed to acquire our top right right back target, and that is Ivan Fresnada of Atalanta. He has joined us for £22 million. He's 22-year-old, 80 rated, really good stats and can play multiple positions. You can't really go wrong with signing Fresnada in FC25, and he will be a very solid addition to our back line. But the signing of Fresnada leaves us with just £7 million in the bank. I do think it's very unlikely we sign anyone else. And straight after signing Fresnada, we are getting our youth scouts sent out to do some scouting, and I think because we are rebuilding Swansea, at some point we have to scout Wales, and that's what we're doing this season. And while we're in Wales, we're going to be looking for attacking players. Now lads, after the signing of Fresnada, we have sold quite a few players. The likes of Zan Vipotnik, Jay Fulton, Josh Key and Ethan Galbraith have all left the club. We've raised around £12 million from these sales. We have also loaned out 2 of our young academy players. We are now left with £19 million in the bank. Is there still a little bit of business for us to do? I think we are going to use this £19 million to bring in a better backup goalkeeper than Vigoro, as he's 33-year-old and 74 rated. After we've signed a goalkeeper, that will be our transfer window done. So our final bit of business of season 4 has been concluded. We have brought Aaron Ramsdale to the club from Southampton for £10 million. He's 29-year-old, 80 rated, really decent backup goalkeeper. Can't really go wrong with this signing. I think we've got 2 very strong goalkeepers heading into Europe this season. So just the one change to the starting 11 heading into season 4. Fresnada comes in at right back. The team's looking very strong on paper, lads. Our starting 11 is now locked in for season 4. I'm really excited to see how we get on. And it's just come to my attention, lads, that despite the fact we finished 6th in the Premier League last season, we've not actually got European football. I've no idea why. That is really disappointing. Or if 2 bottom half sides won the FA Cup and Carabao Cup, watch me simulate forward to the end of the season. It turns out we actually are in Europe. That would just be FC25 summed up. But speaking of simulating forward to the end of the season, let's do that right now and see how Swansea get on with a really impressive team with top 4 aspirations. So we have arrived at the end of the season, lads, and European football is coming to Swansea City, as we have finished 2nd in the Premier League on 72 points, only 3 points off the title winners Manchester City, smashing in 81 goals and winning 21 games. We were outstanding this season. You know what comes with Champions League qualification? A shed load of money. But while our performance in the Premier League was outstanding, we were knocked out in the 3rd round of the FA Cup by League 2 Walsall 3-1, which is an embarrassment. And we are taking a very exciting team into season 5, as this is how the team is looking currently. We will need some reinforcements, especially at the back, if we're going to be successful in the Champions League. What we are going to be doing is investing money into the centre-backs in the team. While Vitic and Koulibaly are good centre-backs, they're not going to become world-class centre-backs. We need to bring a world-class defender into this football club, and any remaining money we do have after signing a world-class centre-back will more than likely go on improving our bench. But in terms of stats this season, we did not struggle to score goals, and our front 4 continue to do the business. Adam Ida was our best player, getting 28 goals and 4 assists. Ronald, Enciso and Brandt were all excellent as well. Really impressive showing in front of goal this season. Let's hope we can carry it on into the Champions League. So we have arrived in season 5. The Swans are in the Champions League, and we have got £85 million to improve our team, which is the best budget yet, and we can definitely do some serious work with this money. And boys, we have wasted absolutely no time in bringing a world-class centre-back to Swansea City, as we have signed Mario Gila from Torino for £56 million. 27-year-old, 85 rated centre-back. Unbelievable stats. He's absolutely rapid. He's 6'1". He elevates the level of our back 4 massively. What a signing this is. Really happy with this transfer. And we are left with £25 million in the bank. We're going to invest this money into our bench and renewing some first team contracts. And we are rounding off our transfer window with 2 further signings for our bench. The second player we signed of season number 5 was a backup CDM, Rolando Mandrago, a 31-year-old 80 rated CDM. We got him on a free contract on a 2-year deal. Really good backup player. Should give us some adequate depth in the midfield heading into the Champions League. And then we got a very good deal for a very good backup attacking midfielder. Pavel Sulk has joined the club from Stuttgart for £16 million. 27-year-old 80 rated attacking midfielder who can play left mid and right mid exactly like Enciso can. Really adequate backup player, and these 2 signings definitely elevate the ability level of our bench, putting us in a really strong position to head into the season 5. But after those signings, lads, we are left with just £5 million in the bank, and there has also been some outgoings in this transfer window. The likes of Ben Cabango, Baptiste Santamaria and Josh Timon have been sold, raising around £11 million, and a lot of that money has been reinvested into renewing contracts. As far as incomings go, that's going to be our transfer window done. A few youngsters may get loaned out though. for. So with our new signing added to the starting 11, this will be the Swansea City team to take us into season 5. Not really much change. However, Gila at that right centre-back spot really elevates the level of our defence. I'm hoping for Latninen to grow quite a bit this season. I want him at least 82 or 83 rated at the end of the season. This starting 11's locked in for season 5 and it is looking strong. And another area of our squad that we have really improved is our bench. Multiple 80 rated players on our bench. Probably just lacking a backup striker, but I am really happy with how the squad's looking. Now, to be honest with you boys, there's not really much more we can do in season 5 but simulate forward straight through to the end of the season. We are now ready for Champions League football. How are the Swans going to get on? So we have arrived at the end of season 5, lads, and we have once again finished second in the Premier League, 4 points behind Man City, who have beaten us to the Premier League title for 2 consecutive seasons. They just have that know-how on how to win the Premier League, and hopefully once we get into season 6 we can finally start to win some trophies, because we were once again knocked out in the FA Cup 3rd round. We really cannot mount a good cup run. Wolves beat us 3-2. We need some trophies sooner rather than later, boys. Didn't do well in the Carabao Cup either, but our starting 11 is now starting to look very strong. This is a world-class team on paper, but we are still lacking 1 or 2 players. I definitely feel like we could do with a new centre-back to replace Koulibaly, a world-class one like Gila, and we're probably lacking a backup striker as well. Bobby Wales is a decent player, but not Champions League standard. If we can bring in a world-class centre-back and a backup striker in season number 6, we'll be looking really strong heading into the new season. Now, at the end of the season, we are saying goodbye to Cameron Burgess, who's been an amazing player for us. He is retiring. And this season, a new player was our top scorer. Ronald scored 25 goals from the right midfield position. He is a great player. Ida and Seesaw and Brandt all had brilliant seasons again. It's going to be really hard to choose the Hall of Famer in this rebuild, as these 4 players have been so consistent. So we have arrived in season 6, and it's another impressive transfer budget of £94 million, which is really going to help us out this summer. We desperately need a world-class centre-back to partner Gila. Now, boys, it's not very often on this channel that I actually sign regens, but we have just smashed Swansea's transfer record to bring Yanis Masson to the club. £65 million to bring this regen to Swansea. 22-year-old, 85 rated, left-footed, 6'3" centre-back with unbelievable stats. He could genuinely reach 90 rated within 2 seasons. And we've used the remainder of our transfer budget to bring in a backup striker, boys. Tolu Walase Orokoda has joined us from Coventry City for £26.5 million. 28-year-old, 81 rated. This is where the fun bit begins. 6'6" with 92 jumping. This guy is going to be a beast in the air. Gives us a complete different option to Adam Ida on the bench. This is a fantastic signing and a really good backup striker at that. We have also made 2 sales, boys. Liam Cullen's gone to St. Pauli, and we've sold a youth academy player for £1.7 million, leaving us with just £5 million in the bank. We do have some contracts to renew this season, so we're not going to be buying anyone else. That's our transfer window done. We're not anticipating any outgoings either. And heading into season 6, the Swansea team is looking very strong, if I do say so myself. This starting 11 is locked in for season 6. It's looking really strong. I'm hopeful we can challenge for some trophies this season and give a good account of ourselves in the Champions League. And I've just remembered, I didn't check how we got on in the Champions League last season. That's just typical me, that, innit? Completely forget that we was in the Champions League last season. So it's just a mystery. How did we get on in the Champions League last season? We're never going to know. But our bench is looking strong though, lads. Back to positive stuff. And hopefully I'll actually remember to check how we got on in the Champions League this season. And with our starting 11 locked in, our transfer window done, I don't think there's anything else we can do in season 6 but simulate forward straight through to the end of the season. We've got a really good team. We are performing well in the league. It's time to start winning some trophies, isn't it, lads? So we have arrived at the end of season 6, lads, and for 3 consecutive seasons, Man City have beaten us to the Premier League title. This time, both clubs got over 80 points, but City have just been untouchable in this rebuild. It's 3 consecutive second place finishes for Swansea. We're booked in for the Champions League next season. But we have finally won a trophy, lads. We've beat Chelsea 3-2 in the FA Cup final, adding an FA Cup trophy to our trophy cabinet, and the best thing about this trophy win, we beat Man City 5-2 in the semi-finals. And this season, I've actually remembered to check the Champions League, and unfortunately, we only made the round of 16 again, where we lost to Bayern Munich 5-2 over 2 legs. I will say though, boys, going into this game, we did have injuries to Kiefer's team players like Franco, Ida, and Fresnada, so he was significantly weakened going into this tie. But our starting 11 now is looking absolutely ridiculous. Ida and Seesaw are both above 90 rated. The lowest rated player in our starting 11 is Fresnada at 84 rated. So you'd probably think going into season 7 we're looking to bring in the new right back. Well, we could if we have a lot of money. However, we will have to bring in a new left midfielder in Season 7. Brandt is now 34-year-old and 86 rated, and he has started to decrease in overall. So a new left midfielder is top of our wish list going into Season 7, and I am actually going to do something I've never done before. I'm going to bring the Hall of Fame nomination forward. Sign Julian Brandt on a free contract when he was 30-year-old, and he's played a massive role in taking Swansea from a bottom half Premier League team to a Champions League team. The inductee for the Scott Attempts Gaming Hall of Fame for the Swansea City rebuild is Julian Brandt. Now, in terms of stats this season, Adam Idah was amazing, getting 34 goals and 8 assists. Brandt and Seesaw and Ronald were all amazing as well. Really nice to see Brandt get 25 goals. He will still have a role to play next season. So we have arrived in Season 7, lads, and we have got our biggest transfer budget today of £102 million. And as we know, a new left midfielder is top priority. And we have brought in Brandt's replacement in the left midfield position, as we have signed Malik Fofana of Arsenal for £66 million. He's 25-year-old, 85 rated with amazing stats. He's also absolutely rapid. He is an ideal replacement for Julian Brandt. He's also 10 years younger. He's a really exciting player, and I'm hopeful he'll help fire us to more trophies. And after the signing of Malik Fofana, we're left with £28 million in the bank, but I can't really see us making another signing. There may be one or two outgoings, I'm not too sure. And we are kicking off Season 7 with a defeat in the Community Shield, obviously to Man City. We lost 3-0. It was a bit of an even game. They were just more clinical. City get one over on us yet again in this rebuild. And that means this will be the Swansea City team to take us into Season 7. This team is just unbelievable, boys. Really excited to see how we get on this season. We're officially locked in for Season 7. Really intrigued to see how we get on this season. We're now simulating forward straight through to the end of the season. I'm hoping for more trophies and to get one over on Man City at least. But we have arrived at the end of Season 7, lads, and we have finally won the Premier League, and we have done it in style, lads. Finishing on 77 points, scoring 90 goals, finishing 1 point clear of second place West Ham. City actually finished third. That is a Premier League trophy added to our trophy cabinet, and we have finally got one over on Man City. But we could not retain our FA Cup crown, lads, knocked out in the 5th round by Spurs on penalties, and I'm willing to let the lads off, as they have made the Champions League final, lads, and we're going to be taking on Borussia Dortmund. In the league phase, we were outstanding. We finished 4th out of all the sides. Level on points, very interestingly, with Borussia Dortmund, who finished 5th. That would set up a tie with AS Monaco in the round of 16, which we would narrowly win 4-3. A very, very close tie. And our quarter-final tie with Real Madrid was very, very close as well. 4-3 winners on aggregate, 3-1 winners in the second leg. Just imagine the Liberty Stadium after that game. It would have been bouncing. And that would then set up an England v Wales tie in the semi-finals. We took on Chelsea, and in the second leg, we battered them 4-0 to win the tie 6-2. To set up a final with Borussia Dortmund. And the team we are taking into the Champions League final is one of the strongest we have had in FC25 so far. This team is insane. 390 rated players. The lowest rated player in our starting 11 is 85 rated. There's so many 88, 89 rated players in there. This is a genuine super team, and our bench is absolutely stacked, full of talent as well. And the stats back up how strong our team is. Adam Idah got 40 goals this season and is also 91 rated. What a player he's turned out to be. And Seesaw and Ronald got over 20 goals. Fofana had a brilliant debut season, and even Franco chips in with 10 goals. We've been so strong this season, lads, and all we need to do is beat Borussia Dortmund to complete the rebuild. So here we go, boys. Champions League final time from the Bernabeu in Spain. But before we do anything, we have to check what we are up against. And Borussia Dortmund's team does look okay on paper, but there's no real standout player, and they've also got a 75 rated centre-back starting. Bench isn't even really that strong either, lads. Our team is so much better than Borussia Dortmund's. If we lose this game, it's a travesty. The game is on the way. Pass on there out wide. And it's a poor one. 20 minutes in, lads, no one's had a shot. And I'm pretty disappointed because our team is so much stronger. Traore, that's a really good touch. And Fofana could be in on the line again. He's got the beating of his man every single time. Fofana, this is a huge chance. It's got to be a goal.
Nope.
What a save by Gregor Kobel. He is one of the best goalkeepers in the world, to be fair. Not been a walk in the park like I thought it were going to be. Good tackle by Ronald. Come on, he's got pace. Come on. Need some players to get forward. Ronald's just too quick for everyone. Oh, Idah, come on, man. And Fofana. What a ball! Fofana! Yes, get in there. Kobel makes an amazing save, but on the rebound, Fofana makes it 1-0. I thought he'd missed it then, and I nearly took him straight off. All about the pace from Ronald, and that is a superb ball in, and we get a fortunate bit of luck. Ball falls straight back to Fofana. We are 1-0 up on the stroke of half-time. The second half is now on the way, boys. Can Borussia Dortmund find an equaliser, or can we extend our lead? There's been so few chances in this game, lads. I don't even know how many highlights I'm going to be able to show you. Shot from distance, going to be an easy save for Atabulu. I really want to get a second goal. It's been a bit of a boring final, this. Great tackle by Fresneda, who's been amazing in this second half. Really has been amazing. That's going to be a corner to Borussia Dortmund in 85 minutes. How have we been so under... Oh, it could be a goal, that. That's a big chance for Ignacio right at the end of the game. You know what? Considering our team is so much better on paper than Dortmund's, they've probably been the better side. But just 3 passes, and Fofana could be in. Great strength, and Ronald to seal it. Oh my God. I'll tell you something, it's a good job it's the 91st minute and the ref's going to blow, because that is a disastrous miss. But the ref's going to blow his whistle, boys. Any second now. And there is the full-time whistle, lads. Swansea City are the champions of Europe. It took a fortunate, scrappy, lucky bounce goal to get the win. But that just sums up what kind of final that was. Boring, to say the least. And now all that is left to do, boys, is lift the Champions League trophy. It's Traore, our first signing of the rebuild, to do the honours. And Swansea City are the champions of Europe. And that is another rebuild successfully boxed off. So just want to say a massive thank you for watching the video, boys. If you have enjoyed it, please be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It does really help me out. We're getting close to 10,000 subscribers, and I will see you next week for another rebuild.